Tramel and Lance. All right, we're live at 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is STSPOD Club production. I'm in Jonesboro, as I said, and right there, Lance LeVine is in Chicago, the home of Harrison Ford, the late, great Robin Williams, and the WNBA champion Chicago Sky.
All right.
He is the snark of excellence. My partner in crime. It is him, Lance LeVine.
That is
How's
right.
it going, brother?
What an illustrious introduction. I'm not used to all that praise.
I did it last time, so I'm going to keep doing it over and over.
Waiting for you to say the home of Al Capone or something. But I'm here at the Hers Cookies and Cream Dippin' Dot Studios here in Chicago. So we are enjoying some good junk food. It is a long, I would say holiday weekend, but it's just a 3-day weekend. So I'm happy about that.
Awesome. Dippin' Dots. Did we do the Dippin' Dots story on Patreon one time? We'll have to do that.
We did. There was some, yeah. You know, it's the ice cream of the future.
It is ice cream of the future. Freaking awesome. Real quick numbers. We are 97% more, easy for me to say, more listens than we did last November. Yay. 168% overall this year. I want to remind everyone in December, we always do a charity, and it's going to be the same one we did last year. Very successful. We'll have 2 brand new shirts up for you to get for No Kid Hungry. There's all kinds of stats, but recent stats say there's 13, and I really just crazy. 13 million children in the United States who do not get to eat a meal unless they're at school. And that's just sad, guys. It's sad. We're going to make sure they have food to take home and any little bit that you do. And guess what we're going to do this year, Lance? For all the shirts that are sold and all the money, it goes directly to them, but we're going to match the number.
Nice.
So whatever it is, we're going to match it here. Big notice to everybody. Patreon will go to $5. That's right. We got some big things planned in 2022. If you're on the dollar tier, if you're on the $3 tier now, whatever tier you're on, you better stay on it, because if you get off and you have to come back, it's going to be $5. $5. It's going to be worth $5. So what do we always do? I want to tell you the top 3 episodes that was not rolling into info. It was episode 513 with Brian Thompson and Conversations. Nice. Full Gear. I told you, people love to hear us talk about AEW. Episode 518, and you know what was number 1, don't you?
WTF.
It was done. It took us forever to get it out, but guess what? It still was the most downloaded, listened episode. People love this show. We have fun with it. I got some fun stories for Patreon. I even tell my Dippin' Dot story for Patreon. So stick around. $5, $3 now though. But we're gonna get started right now.
For a couple more weeks of $3. So subscribe now while you can.
And I mean, $5 will get you 2 cans.
You could possibly win the book. You know, we do all kinds of giveaways and stuff. It was an odd month recently, so we had a giveaway. You know,
well, January
will be an odd month too. Yeah, that's right. So there'll be more prizes to give away. So
all right, let's go, man. Let's count down.
We're in the WTF News Desk Studios. So where do we always start, BT? At number 10. Where are we?
Oh man, yeah.
Stipulation match.
I want to start at 7.
Okay, we're gonna start at 7. Are you on that new metric system or some bullshit? So no, we're starting at number 10.
Southern math.
I think you forgot to change your clock forward or whatever it was. So all right, number 10 is always the stipulation match. So for once, we're gonna go to Japan. We're going to Tokyo. But we're not at DDT, so we're at Joshi Pro, the Joshi Pro All Rise 21 card from Cork and Hall, on November 25th. It was 437 fans. I think it's what they call a super no vacancy or something like that when it's a sellout. I think that's what they call it.
Before you go any further, I hate to interrupt you. I want to ask you something real quick. It is Joshi, right? Because Joshi. I know you're the one that pronounces everything right, and I always do it wrong. But in my mind, it was pronounced differently. And I don't know what it was, but I always thought Joshi was going to be too easy for me to say, but I've never. I think I can't remember anyone saying that.
Joshi. It's the
Joshi,
only way
right.
I've ever heard it. Well,
Yeah,
shout out to
awesome.
Joshi at P3 Radio, so we could shout out him too, because
Joshi,
we're on Team Joshi. So anyway, at the Tokyo Joshi Pro Show on November 25th, they had a Happy Lucky Quiz Rules match. It was Yuki Kamifuku. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that.
You got confused.
Yuki Kamifuku versus Hyper Misao. She beat Hyper Misao. So Yuki, it turns out she was angry because Misao frequently changes the rules in her own matches. I don't know how that works. Maybe she's the general manager or something. So Yuki proposes a trivia contest to get revenge. And the first person who got to 3 right answers was going to win. But Yuki was real shady about this. She had all the questions were trivia questions about her own family. So obviously it was fixed in her favor. So Hyper Misao gets pissed off and complains. A match actually does break out at this point. They both at one point are spraying Lysol in each other's faces. Yuki ends up winning. So that is our crazy weird match. It's one of our weird Japanese matches. Also, I do need to make mention, we did not have DDT this time. We are promised in December, DDT is going to have a dog food match in December. So early, shout out. DDT is probably going to make it back again at the Stip match for December for next month.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and if someone could prove me wrong, a historian can prove me wrong, I think the dog food matches actually originated in the South.
Not in Japan.
So I'm serious. They used to have them in Memphis, and I don't know if Memphis was the first one, but they would do, there was all kinds of funny things they would do. They would actually put Alpo as a rib to the guys. So they're not supposed to be putting Alpo. They're supposed to be putting what is it? I'll come up with
corned beef hash or something.
Yes,
like something that looks like dog food. Well, my concern is that it's a dog food match in DDT. So somehow Alpo is going up Don Shaco Dino's ass or something. That's probably what's going to happen. So that is, hopefully nobody's eating dinner while they're listening to this.
Does that excite you, or is it just
No, it's just bizarre.
Okay, right.
Just bizarre.
Okay.
So, all right, moving on to number 9. We got Big Time Becks versus not one but 2 Flairs. So after all the baby games that we talked about in last month's episode with Becky and Charlotte over the handing over the belts, now Ric Flair decides he has to chime in on the whole thing and stir up some even more shit with this whole situation. So November 17th. Now, have you noticed when Ric Flair tweets, the first letter of every word is capitalized?
I hate it.
Next thing you know, he'll be putting exclamation points all over the place. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, he says in the tweet, there's not enough choreography in the business to save you, to Becky. So Becky, she was going to blast him back, but she decided to pass on that opportunity and be the bigger man, as they say. So, but she does say that he's sad and he's trying to remain relevant by going after her. So then, of course, he has to keep it going. And he says that he owns the rights to the man gimmick, not her and not WWE. So that's just the weird, childish antics between the 2 Flairs and Big Time Becks. But Mr. Andre got involved in this too, didn't he?
Yeah.
So what was the Mr. Andre involvement? Or he was in the news this month too, right?
Yeah, he actually. Oh yeah, if you call this news, all right. So he quit.
It was a slow news day that day.
He quit following. He quit following Charlotte. Woohoo!
So yeah, that big breaking news. It was a slow news day, and when that story broke. So that is our antics of Bex and the Flairs and Mr. Andre, or Andrade, as some people call him in the insider.
Well, yeah.
Insider.
Yeah,
or wait, you're the insider. You call him
I
Mr.
am.
Andre, so that's the insider term.
I think one of the funniest things you said is I could not say his name, and then I said Mr. Andre, and I'm still not sure you knew who I was talking about.
I didn't.
But
I had no idea.
You said, is that your hairdresser? And it was even funnier because of me, no hair.
Right.
Get it.
Somebody has to do that quaff. So no, I always joke that when people at work at various different jobs I've had, people will call me Mr. Lance, and I have no idea why. And I'm like, don't call me that. It sounds like a hairdresser. So I always have that that term is always on my mind.
Oh, let me write that down for next month, Mr. Lance.
As part of my intro, my fancy intro.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're moving on to number 8. This is like a mini series, number 8 this time.
Oh, God.
The crime blotter is out of control. We have Ulysses Diaz. We have Sick Boy, Mexico's most wanted Sick Boy. We have Pac-Man Jones, Taryn Terrell, Teddy Hart, Lacey Von Erich, Usman Nurmagomedov. I had to say that one. And we have a death threat in Mexico. So we'll start with Ulysses Diaz. He is Dana Brooks' 40-year-old fiance. He's an MMA fighter arrested on November 3rd for allegedly hunting down an internet troll who had been nasty to him online. He goes to this guy's house. I don't know how he finds this guy, but he goes to this guy's house and decks him. He just decks this guy when he opens his door. So I'm like, good for you, Ulysses Diaz. You got charged with it, but still. So I'm thinking I really probably should be nicer to 2.0 because they're probably going to both come to my apartment and deck me. So I stopped being so mean to those guys. So then we have Sick Boy, the Sick Boy confusion in Mexico.
Is he sick?
I'm hoping he's okay. But anyway, So the Sick Boy confusion in Mexico, wrestler Carlos Serrano is arrested on November 16th for killing a cab driver. He wrestles as Sick Boy, but another guy also wrestles as Sick Boy in Mexico, and the other guy's picture is put on the news. So the non-guilty or the non-accused Sick Boy has to go, all over the place saying, it's not me, it's some other guy named Sick Boy. He also wrestles as Sick Boy. So the news got it all wrong. So too many Sick Boys in Mexico. So then we got Adam Pac-Man Jones, formerly TNA NFL, sentenced to 30 days in jail in Cincinnati for his role in a bar fight at an off-track betting place where he KO'd a bouncer. So part of his sentence, I found this part amusing. Part of the sentence is he has to be home by 9 p.m. once he's off his 30 days.
He should, yeah.
Has to be home by 9 p.m. and no booze for 9 months. I don't know how they chose 9 months. They think he's pregnant or something? I don't know. So he had been jailed in 2013 also because he was involved in yet another bar fight where another bouncer got paralyzed because of the fight that happened with this guy. Well, this guy was involved in it. He didn't paralyze the other guy. So this guy's just bad news. We know Pac-Man Jones. Taryn Dryden, also known as Taryn Terrell, files suit against massage therapist Oscar Ojeda. I guess she got rubbed the wrong way. At the Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables, Florida, claiming sexual abuse. Okay, nothing funny about that. And inappropriate touching. So so it's a really ugly case because 4 other victims, 3 others plus Taryn Terrell, had told the hotel that this guy was up to no good, and the hotel chose to look the other way and did nothing about it. But this is the humorous part. When she complained, they offered her a coupon for a free massage. So I'm like, this is not McDonald's and they fucked up your Big Mac, so you give them a coupon for a new Big Mac. They are charging him with sexual assault, and you're going to say, hey, how about you come back and we let somebody else touch you instead? So just
this, that the wife used to be a massage therapist, and she has had a couple of people, think that she's one of those happy ending massage therapists. And so you get that, but it was the other way here. And it's crazy that they would even take the chance of doing it. But as soon as there's a complaint on these people, you're supposed to remove them from the premises, especially when there's 4. So there
4 complaints. That's right.
Yeah.
So Taryn Terrell rubbed the wrong way. So Teddy Hart's name is back in the news. So Samantha Fiddler, we've actually talked about this case before, but Samantha Fiddler was the former wrestler, and his ex-girlfriend disappeared 5 years ago in November. The 5-year anniversary of the story occurred. So the story resurfaced. So it was November 19th of 2016. Fiddler herself, who I looked it up, pretty girl, very pretty girl.
Very pretty girl, yeah.
So she was a former wrestler and an ex of his. She was arrested in November of 2016 for trespassing in Bartow, Florida, because of course, Florida. She was bailed out and never seen again. So allegedly, Teddy Hart was in Texas at the time, had nothing to do with it. But the other really weird aspect of this is she trained at Chase and Rance's gym in Florida too.
Yeah, we talked about this last year.
Chase and Rance. That's right. So it was just interesting that the story resurfaced, and Teddy Hart once again had to go on record saying he had nothing to do with it. He's sorry that it happened, or sorry that she's not around. So then we have the weird Lacey Von Erich assault. I'm throwing it to our roving correspondent Brian Tramel.
Really? You think that about Lacey? Remember, she could drink. She could drink just wine. She was an alcoholic.
Right. She's not
but
drunk.
She could drink wine. Yeah. A video surfaced from SWE Fury, which is the promotion she bought in Texas. It's been a big, just a horrible mess down there since she got control. Yes, very much so. She sent a video in and said, "Hey, I was assaulted here," like it was a total shoot in the ring. I couldn't get an answer from the person that put it up. Some people may be familiar with this. The Hannibal TV. Hannibal does a lot of clips. He has a huge audience. This has actually got 26,000 views. And she says it's Lacey Von Erich attempt assault by Jacob Fatu and Charlie Haas. I'm thinking it's a work, but her even saying something like it's a shoot, I thought that was shitty. If it's not a shoot and you're saying these guys assaulted you in front of a crowd, then you're stupid. You're just, I know that's saying a lot for Lacey. Yeah, I did tell you that Lacey was on one of the original Shootin The Shiznit shows in like 2009 or 10.
And didn't you say she was super nice, right?
Super nice, super sweet.
Really nice.
I thought, but this might be before all the alcohol and only drinking on the weekends. So.
Only on the weekends.
No. I mean, only drinking wine. It's only
only wine on the weekends. Got it. All right. So back to the crime blotter. We still got a few more to go. Usman Nurmagomedov, undefeated Bellator fighter Usman Nurmagomedov. See, now I'm having trouble. Is arrested on November 12th for allegedly running over a police officer in Moscow. So he is the cousin of Khabib, the famous fighter Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Right.
So running over a cop, not a good move, dude. So, and then finally, the death threat at the Lucha show. So there's a Lucha show scheduled for November 10th. Had to be postponed because a murderous gang apparently hung up a banner threatening the wrestlers not to show up at the show unless they want, quote, the blood of their fans and themselves to be spilled. So some really bad blood there, so to speak, in Mexico. So that is our overstuffed crime blotter for the month of November. It was crazy.
Crazy. The idea is all this. I run over somebody, hit somebody. You have to hit a police officer. Didn't we have Killer Khan doing that too? But he had to go to his bar, so he had to hurry up.
He was going to work. He had to open his bar, so he was off.
Maybe this guy was going to work. Maybe this guy.
There you go. So things are different in Japan. You know, there's that whole language translation thing. I don't know. It's not the same. So all right, number 7. It's Amanda Huber, and you know what that means. So at number 7. God. Kalisto, a.k.a. Samurai Del Sol, shows up at AEW and tweets positively about Brody Lee, but he spells John wrong. He spells John, and John Huber, it was spelled Jon. So Chris Jericho corrected him that it's John, Jon, and then Amanda Huber, his the widow of Brody Lee, blasts him that he's a phony, he's name dropping, those two weren't even friends, and he's being disrespectful by even mentioning it, even though Miro had also misspelled his name. He spelled Brody wrong. So she defends Miro because they were close and they were buddies. So my thought to you, Amanda Huber, is could it be that these foreign gentlemen who English is not their first language could have misspelled something, perhaps innocently enough misspelled something? Do you really feel the need to go off on these two guys, or at least go off on Kalisto, not go off on Miro? But just a really over-the-top response from her. I think somebody's britches are getting a little bit too big.
Yeah, don't get as I like to hear here in the South, we say don't get your panties in a wad. So get your panties in a wad. It was not a big deal. Misspelling a word, Lance, is not a big deal. Yes. But especially misspelling someone's name like Erich. Not that we would ever see.
Shout out to Wade Keller.
I thought it come off. It rubbed me the wrong way. As soon as you said something about it, I was like, and Dave had a good way of reporting, did a good job. It just shut up. A bit
overreactionary.
No big deal.
A little bit. Yeah. So, all right, number 6, we have the New Japan porn pool. So,
baby.
My guy, Chris Charlton. I like Chris Charlton, even though he does look like a Harry Potter reject character or something. But he's definitely a perv, because if you really pay attention,
Big Bang Theory.
Him and TK. When Abe Miho comes out, he's always got something to say.
Cussing.
Like, Yeah, exactly. So he's always got some little pervy thing to say that he squeezes into the commentary. So anyway, Chris Charlton comments on a pic of Honma and Tanahashi standing at that pool, and it's in quotation marks. And he's also asking, why is Honma wearing knee pads? So basically, the story on this, shout out to Erich, because I think it was Erich Kroll that sent us the picture here. But the story is there's a pool in this fancy building in Shinjuku. You know what Shinjuku face. I think you have that right now. Look at you. You have Shinjuku face. Yep,
I
there it
don't
is.
see it live.
So, huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay, anyway, so the pool is in this fancy building, this fancy apartment condo building that's become notorious in Tokyo for hosting porn shoots and like dirty pool escapades.
I want to know how the hell you found that out. That's what's bothering me the most.
The story. I researched the
Jesus
story.
Christ.
That's what the internet is there for, so we can find shit like this.
So
everybody
everybody
in Tokyo knows about this pool. It's a very wink, wink, nudge, nudge, because people see this pool and they know, oh. So the building is close to where the mood. Yeah, exactly. For those who are not watching us, BT is being. He's got Shinjuku face over there.
That was
so the building.
5-year-old.
The building is close to the modeling and the porn hub of, or I guess porn offices of Tokyo. So that's where everybody knows about it. Everybody giggles about that pool. So what the hell were Tanahashi and Honma doing in front of the pool? And I have to agree with Chris Charlton. Why did Honma have knee pads on at this pool? So anyway, it was news to us to find out about the New Japan porn pool. So there you go. At number 6.
And Tanahashi, look, I said it right. Tanahashi,
there you go.
He looked nice. So I mean, I'm just saying that.
In their swimsuits. That's right. So
all right, man. You know what's coming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's after the commercial break, and we got some shout outs, and we got a special. You got to stick with us because I got a special surprise present for Lance tonight.
Oh, I love presents.
All right, thanks to our sponsors. A big shout out to Dave Wolf. I heard from Dave Wolf this week. It's been a long time. He was a Cool Kids a member. He reached out to me, or I reached out to him. I don't know where. He listened to the AEW show. He thought it was really good with since Erich is, with the torch. He really thought it was awesome. Only because Erich's with the torch did he want to listen to the AEW review. So Dave Wolf.
I'm told Erich had 15,000 words that he contributed to our AEW show. I think that's what it
we need some animation, guys. If anybody can do animations, we need an animation of Erich with Hangman Page. Can someone do that for us with the song?
Ibushi. It could be like a threesome. 3-way.
And a shout out to DOR. He came by and picked up his prize package today, and I met him for the first time in real time. In real life.
IRL. Yeah.
Cool. I gotta be cool.
Have you ever met DRO? Because DRO is pretty cool too.
No, I haven't. DRO or DOR. I don't know what the hell. All right. So Lance, you got any shout outs? If not,
I have one shout out. It is to my friend Gabby Stevens. She knows who she is. And so I'm shouting out the great Gabby Stevens. That's all I got to say.
Gabby, we love you. We really do.
Yes, we do. We're big fans, no matter what anybody else says.
Now, if you're watching the video, you will get to see my present. You'll just get to hear it on audio, duh. But I say go watch the video. So here we go. Give me just a second to get it going. This is a present to you, Lance. A present to you. And listen,
Tramel clip?
Listen real closely, because your name might be mentioned here. Here we go.
Danhausen here, very nice, very evil, very famous. All right, well, this is weird because this is yet another one where someone does not like Danhausen, and yet his friends send him to say hello for some reason to them. All right, this is to Danhausen from Brianhausen. Does not like you, make him like you. And he can't do that. He would not vote you as breakout star. Well, that's on him, but Danhausen is not a breakout star. He's been a star forever. So, also, look at this. Hold on. This does not convince you. It is. Get the squeaky mouth. Sure, you do not like Danhausen, but Danhausen likes you. See, look at this. So, do what you will. You do not need to like Danhausen. It's perfectly fine. some more Simpson wares. And, whatever. If you're not like Danhausen, you can be cursed, which is bad. And if you don't, you'll get your enemies cursed, which is good. That's good. So, see you later.
That's awesome. I will say maybe I'll move over a little bit to the ambivalent side. Instead of hating Danhausen, I'll be ambivalent. I can't say that I like him yet, but he was winning me over with that Simpsons stuff too. So.
Yes, he's a huge Simpsons fan. I'm gonna talk about Danhausen on the Patreon, how I did that and everything. Kind of fun story. And but why I did that. Well, number one, Lance didn't want him to be a breakout star and is not a fan of his, and I am. But I had to get you that. That was the easiest way to do it for him to talk to you about it. So,
That's
let's get started. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great job on the Danhausen cameo. So, all right, at number 5, we are at social media uproar time. It is smut. So we have Izzy's parents are officially assholes. We have Quinn McKay outing a pervert. We have Russo versus TK and more Jericho accusations. So we've already covered the Scoof Izzy and her parents, the little girl from NXT and their mission to get the NXT crowd to boo MSK. So they've got the nerve to question, because MSK had the nerve to question whether a 13-year-old girl should be taking bumps for Effie. So now the idiot father, so it's Cody Salaji. So it's Cody and Jenny Salaji are the parents. So the idiot father sarcastically wishes Lince Dorado well in his future endeavors when he gets released by WWE. Yeah, just an asshole move. So anyway, because of course, Lince Dorado was also critical of the Izzy bit, so I just want to go on record. Salajis, neither you nor Izzy are stars. The wrestlers are the stars. You need to shut the fuck up and just watch wrestling and enjoy it like the rest of us do. You are not stars, so fuck you. So ROH personality Quinn McKay posts on Facebook that one Jonathan Fenton, and I will say Jonathan is spelled wrong. He spells his own name wrong. So we've talked about this before. So she says that he has sent, now she outs him altogether. Jonathan Fenton has sent her 5 different videos of himself masturbating. So I say good for you, Quinn McKay, for getting this guy's name and face out there on Facebook. So very good. Glad you did that. So Vince Russo goes after our guy TK. We call him TK, but for everybody else, it's Tony Khan. We're talking about Tony Khan, right? So he's pissed. Vince Russo is pissed, and he says all in caps that TK crossed the line in announcing the John Moxley rehab story, bro.
Yeah, crossed the line, bro.
Apparently, Russo missed the fact that TK was announcing it with the family's blessing because they wanted to be honest with the fans. So TK, had gotten approval because he wanted it to be out there that Moxley was in rehab, trying to make himself better. So anyway, finally, we've got some dickhead accusing on Reddit, which is always a great source of true stories. So this guy posts on Reddit that Chris Jericho fucked my wife, and I want answers now, all in caps. So the guy posts that Chris Jericho has a small dick. He couldn't make his wife come. He paid her $15,000 and all these other random, bizarre, weird accusations. So my question is, if this did cause your marriage to break up, which the guy is claiming this cost him his marriage. So if this caused the marriage to break up, are those things that the ex-wife would have necessarily told him? Like, how does he know these things? All these whack job claims that he paid her $15,000. He couldn't make her come. He had a small dick. How does he allegedly know this? She would not have told him that. So just a bizarre month, as always, in social media uproar this month.
I had no idea why people. Reddit is, Reddit is the wild. It's the Wild West, is what it is, and the idea that you can still be anonymous and write whatever you want to write, and so it's just why they just made up the story to put it up there. I love Quinn McKay.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up. I had a discussion with 2 of my friends, actually 3 of them. What makes a guy do the dick pic thing? I think me and you've talked about how stupid it is. What makes you think, hey, I met you at the bar. How you doing? I'm doing good. Did you watch 911 this week? Yeah, I watched it. How about this? Dick pic.
If you bring this up with P3 Radio, they're going to think it's, everybody does that, right? Like everybody shits their pants.
No,
like
it's not
they
like
think.
shits
It's
pants.
not the
Well,
same.
no,
Okay,
everybody
good. All
does that. The thing about it is, everybody does. I don't do it. It's just crazy. I don't even send her. I mean, me and the wife don't even do that. What the hell?
Exactly.
Oh,
Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. You should know this by now. So no more dick pics, guys.
Oh.
So, all right, at number 4, we have RK Bro and the Camel next on the CW. So the truth comes out on November 16th that
this story.
Vince banned Randy Orton from riding the Camel at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia in October. So Orton wanted to ride the Camel out with Matt Riddle, but Vince vetoed it because it went against Randy Orton's serious character. So Riddle then has to add, this is a direct quote from Riddle on the whole situation. The Camel was a good time. If you haven't ridden a camel, go get yourself a camel. Get yourself the opportunity to ride one in Saudi Arabia. So I'm like, hey, Riddle, dumbass, probably not ever going to, nobody reading that is ever going to ride a camel, let alone in fucking Saudi Arabia, you dipshit. So RK Bro and the Camel controversy.
I love it. I could just see Randy talking to Vince. I wish I could do the Vince voice, but it would just be hilarious. Him going, "Come on, let me ride the. Why do you can't ride it? No, not the Viper can't ride.
No way,
camel.
pal. You can't ride that camel, pal. That's a Riddle thing, pal." So, all right, at number 3, we're throwing it to our special guest correspondent Pat Tramel this month. It's the front row lap dances at wrestling. So a video resurfaces in November of 2 female wrestlers climbing over the rail and basically giving dueling lap dances to fans. And if you notice this, one of the fans looked like Ron Jeremy. It was not Ron Jeremy, but one of them looked like Ron Jeremy. So commentary was English. We know it was in the States. So tell me more what you found out about this, Pat.
Okay, so we had Selena. Pronounce it for me now. You can say it real good. Say it.
Selena De La Renta.
Yes, Selena De La Renta was on our show.
Yep.
She talked. I'm doing all this because
she was a sweetheart too, like Lacey Von Erich.
She was a sweetheart. She talked about ask her the weirdest thing a fan had ever asked for, and they wanted a mold, and they wanted a pocket pussy is what they wanted,
molded from her.
Right.
Yeah.
This video, they just clipped the lap dance. It actually came out in June, and me and you, we didn't see it. No. So we saw it in November, and also they put it back up in November to get, they want to share and get more downloads.
Yep.
The funny thing about this is I can't think I've ever seen this. I'm going to put the link. I'll put the link in I'm not going to show it because if we show it, then we'll get blah, blah, blah.
But it's NC-17. You can't show that.
It is. I'm going to put a link into the description of the podcast. And then it came from Honmo TV again. And here's the funny thing. Is she was on our show, and we do these giveaways, okay? So I paid for some photographs of her autographs, 3 or 4 photographs, and we gave them away to people as part of the giveaway. And I told her in advance, I said, look, I just want you to know that your pictures will be along with a bunch of other stuff, and then stuff from our sponsors, Manscaped, Blue Chew, and spunklube.com. I haven't been able to find her messages, but let's just say she was upset. So a few months later, you get in front of the crowd and do lap dances, but you're upset with me sending Spunk Lube or Blue Chew or Manscaped stuff. It was a bizarre situation. She was so friendly up to me saying, is it okay if I... So, I'll throw it out to the listeners who's listening. Do y'all think I was wrong in that? I mean, at least I told her in advance.
Yeah.
And then she was cool talking about a pocket pussy, but no, we don't want to send any lubricant or dick pill or anything. I think that's what she calls it, a dick pill.
You're accusing her of hypocrisy, I believe.
Oh, that's it. That's it. And then she said...
Very hypocritical.
People were going to jack off to her pictures.
Well, duh. What are they going to do with the pocket pussy?
And what are they going to do with the video that was just posted?
The lap dance. That's right. Ron Jeremy is definitely going home and having fun thinking about that front row seat. Do those guys at the WWE universe in the front row, do they get lap dances too?
Hey, maybe that's why they're there every time. I never thought of No, one of them. Well, forget it. All right.
They're hoping for a Nia Jax lap dance. So, all right, at number 2.
baby.
Oh, boy. Anyway, sorry I mentioned that during the dinner hour. Number 2, the Goofball fan attacks Seth Rollins on live TV. So I am watching Raw. Me and about 200 other people at this point are watching Raw live. So I saw it happen. I saw, it aired for about 6-7 seconds, and I knew immediately it was legit. So the other idiot, IWC members who were not watching it live had to go on record saying it was a work. So that was one of the funny aspects of this thing. So November 22nd, after an angle in the ring with Finn Balor, Rollins is going back up the ramp. 1-1. Eliza Spencer, I think it's pronounced Eliza, Elisah. So Eliza Spencer, 24, does this long end around. You've probably seen the clip by now. Long end around after having jumped the rail, and gets a full head of steam going and nails Rollins and tackles him at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So like I said, about 6-7 seconds of it air before the cameraman finally realized, oh wait, shit, this is not supposed to be happening. So they pulled away, but a lot of the fans were actually filming it. So we saw a lot of different clips online. So Spencer is immediately arrested, charged with assault and attempted violation of arts and cultural affairs. So I don't know how WWE corresponds with cultural affairs, but so here we are. So anyway, Rollins gets him in a front face lock. Refs and security jump in and hold the guy down. So this nut job Spencer says he has a beef with Rollins because he was catfished and sent money to a fake Seth Rollins. So this whole thing speaks very highly of the mental capacity of the universe. That's what I got to say.
Oh, it's just he claimed he had beef with him, that he was going to help his cousin Roman Reigns, and me and you talked about some. So I'm not going to make as I would really have a fun time making fun of this guy if I knew he was not mentally, incapacitated.
Unstable.
Well, we know he's crazy, but I don't know if he's has been diagnosed or not. But here is the deal. This is a common thing in the industry when it comes to gift cards. What they will do either on Twitter or whatever, they will, and it's Facebook. Facebook does it a lot. The yard sale on Facebook, they'll tell you they'll sell you something, but you got to get cards, and then they'll ask you for the card numbers. Yeah. So in the company I work for, Kayfabe, I'm on Kayfabe that. I had a case one time where a woman was told to come to the airport, that she was going to be deported if she didn't get them $2,000 worth of gift cards. And she brought the gift cards. They said they would give her papers for the gift cards. They gave her a suitcase, not a suitcase, but a briefcase that had papers in it. Actually, it didn't have shit in it. And she gave them $2,000 worth of, or $3,000 worth of gift cards. Just sad, very sad. Lady was crying and everything. But this is kind of what happened here. They and that shows you can't believe that. Why did he believe that? And I seen some people saying, well, Rollins didn't take you down, or Rollins got a blood. Man, this guy came out of nowhere.
First off, he was a big dude, too. He was a big dude. And like I said, he came round the corner with a full head of steam, and Rollins did not see it coming. So I'm not going to criticize Rollins on that one, because this was like having a linebacker chase you down the field. That's how big this guy was.
And then he had him in the front.
He had him down right away.
Till the refs got there. And then there was a little bit of controversy. Did you hear this? That when Rollins said, "Is that all you got, boy?" People were saying Rollins was being racist.
Oh, no.
I'm serious. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm sure
crazy.
People were accusing him of that, just like all the other experts were saying it was a work. I'm like, all you had to do was be watching it live to know it was not a work, the way the cameras pulled away immediately as soon as they realized what was going on. But I love, the wrestling experts were saying it was a work. So anyway, this guy, hopefully he gets the help he needs. This Eliza Spencer gets the help he needs, and no longer getting catfished for the gift cards. I agree with you. The gift card, as soon as you hear gift cards, you know it's a scam. No matter what it is, we've gotten calls.
I can tell you story after story.
Yeah. They threaten they're going to turn off your electricity, and you got to pay off the electric company with gift cards. So anyway, all right, we're at number 1. So our number 1 story, Donovan Salvato has a ball. So MMA fighter Donovan Salvato, 29, arrested on November 11th in Nashville, Tennessee, because he gets into a fight with his roommate, Abel Sosa, and allegedly bites Abel Sosa in the testicles. So Sosa suffers a 2.5-inch gash on his scrotum. And I have to make mention, this is the first time we've ever used the word scrotum on the show.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
I
pretty
can't
sure.
say
Well,
it.
you might have on a Saturday night talking about Moose.
No,
but
I
anyway,
do.
Salvato.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So Salvato 2-1 in amateur fighting, and now he's out on bail. So I want to issue a special be careful to our friends Josh and Richard Lee at P3 Radio, because this guy is now on the loose in Nashville, Donovan Salvato. So watch out for him. We don't want him having another ball at anybody else's expense. Biting the man's testicles in a fight. How does that even happen? Like,
well,
do you have
I mean, so I had a question to ask you now. If you had some big burly man, I mean, if you was fighting with somebody and he did take over you, and you were in that position and you needed to get out of it, would you bite his ball?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely. No, it's
all right,
disgusting.
Listeners, we want to do a poll since Lance doesn't believe people shit their pants unless in the South. Is this a Southern thing? Because I would bite the shit out of his ball to get out of the hold. I'd put his ball in my mouth and bite down on it.
That's a sound bite that we need to save. So I could see, all right, if you're in a death battle with somebody, maybe kicking them low, maybe, or gouging eyes, perhaps, if it's a really death struggle. But biting the ball, how does it even occur? Like, are they in the north-south position, as they actually call it in MMA? And, like, he's got it right there. He's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'm just going to take a chomp out of this and get out of this death grip that he has me in. So Donovan Salvato, you are our hero for this month for the 2.5-inch scrotum gash. That's what we're talking about. The scrotum gash.
I'm 100% sure we've never said scrotum gash.
Well, now we've said it about 5 times on the same episode. So we've broken.
All right, guys. If you want to hear our honorable mentions, it is a show we do. We're a little bit more relaxed. It ain't a certain number. We tell all kinds of new stories. Stick around if you're a Patreon. That's right. Subscribe, damn it. $3.
Yes.
$3.
$3. Only $3.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Oh, wait, Lance. Can you believe it? I'm getting out of the house Friday night, December the 10th.
He's putting pants on.
Next Friday night, I will be in Memphis, Tennessee, doing the awards banquet for Memphis Wrestling. We are totally excited about it. It'll be my first IRL with Rhino JB.
And Dustin and Maria will be there, right?
Oh, yeah. Dustin and Maria will be there. And
make sure you shout out to Dustin with that hair.
All right. Same bad time, same bad channel on STSPOD.com. No, on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.
And I'm going to be there, I guess, this time.
Yep.
So anyway, I have fun everywhere I go, especially tonight. Be there!
Oh, yeah.